Welcome to another series of Twist Fate. This will be the fourth game of the series, and this will be a match against Vel'Koz. I'm just gonna disable a couple of things. Blue team frames. Oh, actually was the opposite one. I'm just trying to fix something. Doesn't seem to be working as I'd hope. Oh well. Well, like I said, this will be a game against Vel'Koz, and this matchup is really peculiar. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. I meant Xerath, not Vel'Koz. I've actually been screwing up the name, embarrassingly as it is. That's maybe a game in the future. So here he misses Q, and I straight go just for the red card as usual to shove out the lane to try and hit level 2. There's nothing much to be said. He's focusing more on shoving the lane to make it harder for me to CS, which is the correct move. So I'm letting the wave not hit the turret yet. I'm trying to dodge this Q, which I failed, because I still want to keep the minion wave relative close to my lane to bait or to make it more easier for Elise to gank. And I noticed that the health on the minions would be denied by the turret. Only one of them was low enough, so I would have missed 2 of them. I start with boots to dodge out spells, since you don't really need to burn that much mana in this. There I tried to poke him, which I failed, and it also led me to missing 1 minion because I mistimed the damage on it. Here's another one. I ate kinda a lot of crappy poke, to be honest, here, which is really bad. I'm just trying to stay a bit more back and salvage the lane since I'm still recuperating with the potions. And I'm trying to bait away the Vi in case if she started blue, so she wouldn't be in the bush when I warded it. Holy, I'm making so many CS mistakes. By this point I've actually missed 5 of them. It's quite shocking to really watch and just see how bad you are at CSing at some games. The Vi baited me there by going and she missed Cocoon. It was kind of bad because I didn't have vision on Vi. And then I flashed too late because I didn't really react to it. So I tried to flash away the auto, but it already hit me in mid-air. That's why I died immediately when I flashed. This will set me up a huge part of the early game, which will be unraveled shortly, since I remember this game quite clearly. From this point on, I'm just trying to stay more passive and not really be vulnerable towards Vi ganks, since Xerath and Vi have double CC, so I'm trying here to shove out the wave since I know he's recalled, and I just want to not risk anything in the lane, even if I do miss that additional minion. It's just to deny him, since I already picked up the experience. And here I just want to pursue the second wave and gamble on Vi not being coming from the top side. So she already ganked from the bottom side, that means the creep should be responding on the upper side. So I'm just trying to shove the lane here. Here I do a positional mistake where I kite upwards I have no idea because I saw the replay. I should have been going from the like under part of the turret of the minions, so I was actually hugging the side where my ward was, where she came from. And like I said, she should have been top side, so the ward spotted her and my information was correct at first. It just showed that it was really dumb hugging that, because I was zoning myself and not using the minions to block the E from Vel'Koz. So I almost killed myself there. Luckily, I got out in time because I had boots and it just helped me to escape. Although I wasted a lot of time and experience, missing some gold as well. That's why I'm significantly behind here. It's gonna set back my roams as well. Here I'm just gonna go and clear the wave because I don't want the turret to deny it. It's not gonna cause me too many health issues. So I'm pretty healthy at this point. So I'm happy to take it just to secure the farm. Here I'm trying to hug the upper part in case of Vi being on the bottom side, because it's the same logic, she just cleared the upper one. Here I notice Vel'Koz moving up, so I'm trying to bait and dodge, which I managed to do pretty good. I noticed I could kill Vel'Koz, but I accidentally cancelled my auto. I spot Vi Elise coming in. Unfortunately she misses the cocoon and that kills me, because Vi got a free auto attack which she shouldn't have gotten. So I'm not really too pleased with this jungler, to be honest. Since this is the second time she ganks my lane and she misses a crucial cocoon, which ends up not giving the kill on Vel'Koz initially on the first gank, and I end up dying to Vi despite having really good juked out their spells and mind gamed out of the bush. So it is quite unfortunate. By the looks of the game at this point, I think it's gonna be really heavy relied on Elise from this point onwards. Despite she's up 2-0 and she has like better stats than Vi, it feels like Vi has been dictating the pace of this game, because Elise is just failing the cocoons miserably. And it's causing me lane issues, to be honest. Another thing to take account is I'm just trying to shove the lane since I know that Vi is just gonna camp mid. Not sure if I see the chat, but I do believe they're just continually looking to camp me. Here Vi tries to Q and R. She waits because they still know my flash isn't up. They had it pretty much timed. Vi looks to do something towards top lane. I'm watching that as well. I do hesitate on the call because I spotted Vi since she was walking through an unwarded river, and it automatically saved also Kennen because he was thinking of going back in, poking on Yasuo, because Yasuo was retreating. So it's a perfect moment where you can abuse the free poke if you have the range advantage in that comp. I haven't really been impactful this game since all of the camps, and I just had to blow ult for top lane, which was unfortunate. I knew the only lane Vi really wants to gank is mid, so I just took it against my better judgment there and chose to recall. Purchase some items to be stronger in lane, get my potions up, HP, because I know I can catch up most of the wave, since it resetted pretty quick if I recalled. Also, this is a good thing to do in these certain matchups, since you recall, you can mind game and force the opponent to recall. So he also needs to catch up in items and use the gold he's gathered so far. So it just sets you up to pretty much farm for free the lane and just get back without really being pressured by the mid. And the jungler won't really try to gank you unless he can one-shot you 1v1. Since they don't really have any, that's the word I'm looking for, defensive stats. So you can actually kill them pretty hard if they screw up. And the range advantage plays a huge part of that matter. Whereas if they back off or they slightly use one attack, you're gonna automatically move like pixels away and stuff. Here I believe I'm gonna get ulted. No. Oh yeah, she ulted top. So I knew I just had to walk there. Because I believe I do remember asking if Kennen ulted in chat, and he said yeah, that it was true. I mean if Vi ulted, but I asked Kennen about the Vi ult. Here I'm shoving out the lane before I try to spot what my team is doing on the bottom side. They appear to be safe, so this is a perfect time for me to go on the Yasuo, who's overextending. Well, he did get the kill in the 1v1, but it just ended up being free for me. So I chose to pass by his W. This is a common Yasuo mistake. Either they try to immediately W and then leap towards you because they know you will try to pass through and card them. But he didn't really react that fast into pressing that combo, so you just pass him through and then you toss the card, so the wall gets negated. And it just ended up for a free kill after I shoved mid. So that was quite an easy pickup. Here I'm pushing the lane a bit aggressively, since I don't spot anyone with my upper ward. So I want to use the fact that I can just go for that minion. But I overstayed, I should have just used my Q there. It still ends up 1-for-1. It's still annoying nonetheless, because I'm really feeling annoyed by this time around in this game, because Vi is just focusing me over and over. I spot Vi on the upper side, so I decide to push the wave. I try to hit him there with the Q to poke the wave simultaneously, just to provide some extra pressure. Vi's still sitting top lane, which is really good. Since if they actually do want to take the turret, I spot the Lees and I decide to ult and take the 2v2. There I tried to sidestep. I know he's dead by this point if he doesn't have flash. There I tried to zone him out after his balls. He goes for a release, so I already tried to sidestep the first one, guessing where it would be. I sidestepped the Q because I predict he will do it slightly below cannon to hit in case of someone else was pursuing him. There I want to recall and bait in case of he goes for cannon, but he wards. And I noticed that he switched to the blue ward. So that's something to take into account. Because it's easier to kill them and they don't really stealth lost in bushes, so you can be sure he doesn't deep ward where you're trying to gank or do plays. I'm still ahead of Vel'Koz at this point of the game, despite being ganked, because of the passive and just farming better than him, and consistently ganking when my ult is up. Oh yeah, another fun thing that occurred into my mind was eliciting legendary that she was 8-0, because she really screwed up the early part of my game by missing 2 crucial cocoons. So I was quite surprised. Yeah, I tried to line up, but I failed that miserably. I have no idea how. I must have flicked the mouse or something, because I know that angle pretty well. I'm not gonna do the same mistakes as early game to stick around the lane. So at this point of the game, I know that if I die, they will take a free dragon. So it's pretty much shove the lane and get out of the lane. Here I walk down from the mid because I know the Vice has been bought. I managed to get the Soraka with the Jhin, which is pretty good. The card didn't matter there because I knew she didn't have flash up or the ult at this point, or she would have already used it there when the first card came up, regardless of what color it had. So I just chose to lock it in. But that's just me shoving the wave, bringing Xerath back into it, because then it would threaten the turret take, and then I spot and just use the minimap accurately to manage a good gank. And this actually puts me ahead now in the game, or I'm at a really strong point, picking up that triple kill. This was allowed just by doing the normal things, shove out, bring the mid laner back to mid to threaten the turret take. And then spotting the bot lane gank. I take caution in case of Vi wanted to go on Taric, so I just went for the stun, which could have easily been punished, but I believe it wasn't. Vi was probably feeling reluctant and thought there were more manpower behind when I initially engaged for that. I tried to bait up his W, but it appears he used it for some reason, or I have no idea. I tried to predict which side of the wall he will be at. I dodged every Xerath ult, but I didn't know Jhin was topside. That's harder to dodge because I dodged pretty much into his spell. W managed to catch us a glimpse of a minion, and Xerath and bounce onto Soraka. That was quite nice. I thought Soraka missed by mistake, walked into the queue, trying to dodge it. I spot that the bot lane is pushing, so it's the most optional wave to farm until I have ult up. My flash is still a bit more than halfway to go. I mean less than halfway. I spot that Yasuo is here. I dodged that Q. It was kind of obvious he wanted both of us to stop us from chasing him. I have no idea why I ignited him. I actually questioned that because I remember this moment. It just felt like suddenly someone else might appear and it had taken too long at this point. So I just wanted the secure kill. Which in the end isn't that bad, but could have been much cleaner without using Ignite. I dropped Taric here because there's no way we're gonna both stay alive in a 2 versus 4. I noticed that my team is pushing top lane, they're retreating. Sivir is taking the mid, so the only farm here possible is the golems. Unless I want to roam around and do something else. So I'm not gonna risk taking the bot lane in if they're actually staying around it. Considering the vision doesn't really provide if they went down or throughout the river. Because there's only one ward. Now I can take it, however, spotting 4 people mid. I spot this thing being up, so I'm using it to scout if they're coming bot lane. I noticed the blue buff is up, so I try to stick around to see if they're starting it. Then I noticed that they're not doing anything, so it's most likely warded where I'm standing. Because there doesn't appear to be a counter part of action on their end, which pretty much means they know I'm gonna attempt to steal it, or they want me to bait there by staying there. I cleared the wave because I know Elise is taking blue, just to pressure and see where the teamfight leads to. Here I'm trying to see if Vi accidentally goes over wall, because it will take too long for me to actually rotate around. Soraka, for some reason, doesn't spot me or pay attention. She just tunnel visions on the bot lane. This allows me to pick Soraka and then Jhin up because I have flash. I take it against my better judgment to take Yasuo there. Then I saw Vi joining in and the cannon TP came a bit late. I'm hugging the upper side so I can chase them away, since I've got high mobility, and the only reason she can actually close on me is queuing me throughout. So I just distance myself and farm. Clear the wave so they can't push. Just pretty standard team fight and positioning and then escape. Nothing too advanced. Just seeing their positional errors and taking advantage to get the Soraka and Jhin in a losing team fight. Could have been better if Kennen decided to join in faster with the teleport. This teamfight is pretty much positional error on their part, because they're trying to contest the dragon and it led to 3 kills. Not sure. Okay, we got the dragon, said on the chat. Here I'm trying to queue Vel'Koz over wall, trying to put some pressure with the Elise. Notice Vel'Koz didn't really... He didn't hit the E, so I tried to gain in on him. But I wasn't in range for the W, so I hope the Ludens and the Q would be up and kill him. But I don't think I had my Luden stacked yet. We get the free turret, the dragon, and the kills. It looks pretty good at this point onwards. We got all our turrets intact. I pick up Rabadon. So I'm at a really strong point from this game. I don't know why my team is overextending bot lane. I had top lane to pick the free wave. I'm going to look to go for Void Staff. They haven't appeared to be building much MR at this point, but Soraka's passive is something to take account into, because it provides everyone with plus 8 MR if I'm not wrong. Vel'Koz has Abyssal as well. And the others should be actually building more AP, considering it's me and Elise sitting on the majority of the kills. Sivir only has 1 kill as of yet. She has the same farm as the Jhin. So they aren't really trying to shield the AD damage of our team composition. It should be more leaning towards the magic resist. Here I tend to just stick out of range of Vi, and then I luckily got also the first card on yellow and reacted into locking it. Else I think I would have locked the random card, because it would have been enough damage. The only bad part is if it would have been blue and I would have missed the Q. Because of the red card you can still salvage if it slows him, so it makes it easier for the Q to hit. I have ult up, so I head bot lane, seeing if they are trying to do something stupid. Clear the wave in the most logical way. He also sticks around, I have no idea why. I'm waiting for him to do the wall. I mistimed when it's actually timing out. I wanted to go for Jhin there, but my ult timed out, because I hoped he had one more stack on it. I was a bit short, but I wanted to flash kill him, because I'm pretty fed at this point and it would have been one shot. I can actually bring up their frames. It doesn't really matter when you're looking at the replay. I actually forgot putting on music a bit, so it's more chill to actually record and watch it. Right, back to the replay. Believe nothing really happened major. I spot Vel'Koz being mispositioned, so I go for that kill. Leak sound is really high. It ended up being really good for them. Yasuo was really useful in this fight. It just shows that he's the one that we actually need to deal at their team composition. Because Xerath and Jhin can play more laid back and actually do something. Team fight. I'm heading top because I know the dragon isn't really worth contesting at this point. They don't really have much shoving power, to be honest, with their team comp. The only way they shove turrets is actually by outpoking us, and then trying to take advantage of it. The rapid fire cannon can also be taken into account, because it would be the only auto Jhin gets in with the mountain dragon. So it's pretty fine that they pick it up off that team fight that they won. They're overextending mid, which allows for a free kill. I missed the Q because I don't flick it upwards. Yeah, I'm dead because I kind of overextended there. Okay, then killed the Jhin, but he's gonna die. I forgot that Vel'Koz had the cleanse, which is pretty embarrassing if I remember correctly. So I put the Q a bit to... When you play against someone who cleanses, you should always aim the Q upwards from the position they're standing in. Why? Because if they flash, they will walk a bit upwards and your side card will still hit, and the middle card will still hit because he will walk into it if he's not flashing. Since there's no way he's gonna try to stand still and taking the Q or walk into your team. So that's the most optional way to play against someone who has cleansed. And I just aim it towards onto him because I assume he's stunned and forget that he has cleansed at this point. But that should have been a free kill, so it's really bad it ended 1-for-2 and we lost the turret off it. Here I didn't really think my team would fight, so I don't really pay attention. Then I watch on the minimap, so I start heading over there and see what the situation is. They traded 1-for-1, so it isn't really bad. Vi goes on to me. They pick Vel'Koz up. I kite Vi towards her base because it's the most optimal way to get the kill on her. Vi ults as my ult comes up, so I just choose to free kill him because I know where he's gonna stand from. I thought of pushing the turret, but they should be taking the Baron themselves. I don't know why I don't opt for it, to be honest. I think Elise will solo it with Taric if I remember correctly. Just I value taking the mid and the inhib more. The Xerath overextends and gets free killed. Hence, they have a really strong team to clear and poke with. So I valued the inhibitor more since we would eventually take Baron anyway off this team fight. Because of the long death timers. So it seemed like it would be the good choice. Here I tried to pick Vel'Koz up by himself, but I spot Vi walking near to him. Just waiting slightly because I believe this is not worded, or that's my assumption. I tried to catch Jhin, but it ends up showing that he's not there. His ult kinda gets out of range. I was thinking of taking the blue buff, but then I thought what would Vi do? She would walk underneath and then try to cut me off and ult me. And my assumption was right looking at the minimap from the replay. So it was a good judgment on recalling, giving the blue up. Because it would have wasted the majority of the Baron. Here I didn't really care if they got up, I just said to my team check this out for fun. Because I knew I had full build with Elixir, yeah. So I just wanted to blue card Jhin, since I knew it was a one shot. Because he has no MR. And so it ends up me killing both their carries. And then we get Vi eventually as well. Or I get Vi eventually. I tried to hit a Q on Soraka because she's pretty squishy as well. Just to zone her out further. And the game is gonna end due to the death timers being too much up. So this fight mainly consisted of me picking up Jhin and then Xerath, and then just closing out the game accordingly to that alone. So it was pretty good. Right, thank you for watching. This is the 4th game. If you want to tune in, there will be the 5th game being released shortly, and there will be more awesome TF games and commentary ones on the YouTube. If you want to watch the live action, you can always watch me at Twitch TV, then TF only EU West, and TF is just with the TNF. And you can catch me live on Twitch TV. Also, if you like the video, you can like and comment, and I will follow up. And if you have any request of me analyzing your video or any video of the future for TF games, I'm always here. So thank you again for watching, and this is the 4th video.